Looking to get a top-of-the-line OLED TV, but not sure where to start? Then you're in the right place. Our team of expert testers has been reviewing OLED TVs since the technology overtook plasma and the like to become manufacturers' panel tech of choice in the top-end TV market. And that zeal to test every possible set we can continues today, with our experts reviewing everything from next-generation brightness-boosting micro-lens array and QD OLED sets to more affordable entry-level OLEDs. In all our tests, we factor the ever-important performance per pound, bang for your buck, metric alongside picture and audio performance, tailoring our advice to your exact needs and budget. So you can trust our recommendations. As ever, if there's a set missing on this list, or if you have more questions, make sure to get in touch with our team of experts via social media or our forums, and we'll endeavor to help. To help you find the right model, we've listed the best OLED TVs 2024 and their key features, plus the things you need to consider to help you choose the best one for you. And as always, you can check pricing for any of these products in the description below. Like the video, comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Now let's get started. Number 6, LG A2 OLED. The LG A2 OLED is the cheapest OLED TV you can buy. Trust us, we checked repeatedly. For a lot of folks who are curious about what OLED looks like and aren't bothered by things like motion processing performance, upscaling, or color accuracy, it's the cheapest ticket in town. It's obviously held back by its lesser spec sheet, but it makes up for it by costing around $500 during major sale holidays. So what other compromises are there? Not only is it a 60Hz panel, but the A2 doesn't use the latest HDMI 2.1 ports. It has the lowest brightness of any OLED TV we tested, with only around 560 nits of peak brightness in HDR and 200 nits in SDR. It's also using the lowest end processor in any LG OLED, not to mention it's older than both the LG G3 and C3 OLEDs. To some folks, these discrepancies in performance won't amount to a hill of beans, and that's totally fine. If you simply want OLED TV at the lowest price, the A2 OLED is the absolute pinnacle of OLED affordability. Number 5, Sony A80L XR5580L. With the rise of newer technologies like QD OLED and MLA, you might think standard OLED TVs are on the way out. The Sony A80L proves they're not. Its picture walks that fine line between stunning and delicate. Its sound is very good for a TV, and it has enough features to sate all but hardcore gamers with multiple games machines. Design and features. If you think you've seen this TV before, it's for a very good reason. It looks very similar to its predecessor, the A80K, which is a shame as a spruce-up would have been welcome. The sound system makes it thicker than some of its slim rivals, but for us, that's a compromise worth making. Only 2 of its 4 HDMI sockets are HDMI 2.1 spec, supporting 4K/120Hz, VRA, and ALLM. Certain Samsung and LG models offer 4 HDMI 2.1 ports. One of these 2.1 ports doubles as the ERC socket for hooking up a soundbar or AVR, leaving you with just one HDMI 2.1 port for full-fat gaming. So you can't have more than one console or gaming PC plugged in at once, or you can, but you won't see them at their best performance. There's also no Dolby Vision gaming, though Dolby Vision is supported for TV/movie content. Google TV comes with all the major apps and is pretty responsive. And Sony's cognitive processor XR upscales more intelligently by analyzing the type of content it's showing, a feature called XR Clear Image. Number 4, Samsung S90C. The Samsung S90C is our top pick OLED TV for most people. LG's C-Series OLEDs had dominated that spot for a long time, but the S90C is brighter and has better sound than the LG C3, number 4 on the list, for essentially the same price, so it's a better value. It comes with a great range of connectivity options and gaming support, with full 4K 120Hz and variable refresh rate graphics on all 4 of its HDMI ports. The S90C has the same Samsung Neural Quantum 4K processor found on the company's flagship S95C QD OLED TVs. This processor uses 20 neural networks that apply multiple A-based refinements to incoming sources, with the end result being improved upscaling of lower-resolution content to the TV's native 4K display. Picture quality is stunningly bright, measured at over 1,000 nits, resulting in contrast-rich pictures even by typical OLED standards. The S90C might not give you the 1,400 nit brightness you get with Samsung's flagship S95C, but it still manages to deliver higher brightness and color depth than other OLEDs at the same price. The LG C3, for instance, is around 800 nits by comparison. As with the other OLED TVs in this list, the S90C picture is watchable from nearly any viewing position. Design-wise, the Samsung S90C has an incredibly thin panel, especially at its edges, though it's a little chunkier in the middle due to the inputs connections/processing box. Number 3. Samsung UR59C. The Samsung UR59C is the best budget 4K monitor, offering a 32-inch VA panel with accuracy and curves. Image quality is superb, with bold, accurate colors and clear text after calibration. When we tested in sRGB mode, we recorded a color error of 4.3D with visible errors, but our calibration, see our recommended settings on page 1 of the review, got it down to 0.9D, so your web and games should look as intended. The UR59C also offers fantastic contrast as expected from a VA panel, hitting an impressive 2590.5 to 1 after calibration. Ultra-wide screens typically offer more noticeable curves, but despite its 16:9 aspect ratio, the UR59C's 1500R curve is pronounced and beneficial, allowing us to keep more windows in view. This monitor isn't fit for serious gaming, but casual players can make it work. The UR59C has a 60Hz refresh rate, 4 milliseconds response time, and no FreeSync or G-Sync to fight screen tears. You get noticeably better response times and input lag scores from a 75Hz screen, but games didn't look bad with its high contrast and the pixel density of a 32-inch 4K screen. So if you're games that aren't graphically intense or at lower settings, and you have a speed enough graphics card that can consistently hit 60 frames per second apps, you can enjoy blur-free gaming on the UR59C. Number 2. LG OLED 48C3. Because of its minimal upgrades and fiercer competition from its rivals, the C3 hasn't been as dominant as the C2 that preceded it. At least that's true at larger sizes. At 48 inches and below, the C3 is the best around. There are no bells and whistles like MLA or QD OLED panels, but performance is superb and the gaming spec peerless. The price is more compelling than ever too. Design and features. The 48-inch C3 has the same pedestal stand as its larger siblings. That makes it easy to situate on a TV cabinet, but you'll have to get the tape measure out before buying a soundbar. It features the best 48-inch OLED panel currently available. Alongside the best gaming spec, money can buy 4 HDMI 2.1 sockets that are specs for HDMI 2.1, with support for 4K/120Hz, VRR, and ALM. It also supports Dolby Vision gaming and has a really well thought out HDR setting that makes it a dottle to get more accurate HDR picture quality. The C3 reads the scene very well indeed. It delivers bright highlights and punchy colors when required, but is just at home conveying images in a more subtle fashion. Put simply, it does whatever is asked of it. The image feels solid with plenty of depth and because of the smaller screen size. Number 1. Sony A95L. How do you follow the best TV of 2022? Price notwithstanding, Sony's A95K was that year's standout model thanks to its QD OLED panel offering more brightness and vibrancy than even rival QD OLEDs like the Samsung S95B. It also sounded much better. But that was then. Sony's A95L is its second-generation QD OLED TV and delivers brighter images and greater efficiency. And the bods at Sony have done it again. The A95L is the best TV currently available, though the same caveat about price applies. Features. What's so good about the 2023 upgrade over the A95K? The new QD OLED panel goes twice as bright as its predecessor, helped by the addition of a heatsink and custom thermal analysis via the cognitive processor XR. Its gaming skills have been upgraded too, though its 2 HDMI 2.1 sockets still lag behind Samsung and LG's 4. These 2.1 specs ports support 4K/120Hz, VRR, and ALM. And while there's no HDR setting, you can deactivate HDR tone mapping for much the same effect. Dolby Vision gaming was missing at launch, but has since been added as part of a firmware update, as have the UK's terrestrial catch-up apps, BBC iPlayer, All4, etc.